However, just released yet another gacha game for many people to play, Zenless Zone Zero. But nowadays there are so many good ones that you have to make a choice which ones you wanna play. I was lucky enough to get in second and third closed beta tests, so now I have decent experience with the game. And today I'm gonna tell you everything I know about ZZZ to help you make the choice. First and foremost, main gameplay of ZZZ is slasher. If you play DMC, Bayonetta, or Honkai Impact 3rd, it's very similar to those. Unlike Honkai Impact, ZZZ has way simpler combat, which is gonna be great for any inexperienced players. It may be currently a downside for some people, but I'm sure further on how I will expand it. Couple words from me, I really enjoyed combat, it feels very smooth and natural, but still has plenty of things to master. Next, let's talk about visuals. Unlike all other horror games, ZZZ has less vibrant but significantly more realistic colors. First launching it, you may even question if it's actually a horror game. Animations of many characters look funny and lively, but a bit exaggerated, especially in some cutscenes. For better or for worse, it's not a mistake, but more of artistic choice and the way they decided to style the game. Right now there are 15 characters in total that probably will suit anyone's taste. Here you can find men, women, robots, and whole range of furry from couple details to full-on wolf and bear. Unfortunately, out of those, only 3 are male characters, which means Hoi are probably gonna follow Genshin strategy. Of course, everything can change, but so far it seems like we are gonna be getting primarily girls. Now let's cover game modes. Most of the game happens on several levels, also called missions. There is open world element, but it's very small and you can treat it more like a hub. There is absolutely no exploration in open world, not even like in Star Rail. Even on missions you spend half of the time on the big map controlling where you wanna go. On that map you may encounter some puzzles, caches, interactions, and that's pretty much all exploration you get. If you played Star Rail, it's very similar to GNG or Swarm Disaster, but just imagine every interaction besides combat is also done on the map. From my experience, it does get a bit boring, but thankfully there are some ways to speed it up. When you do interact with combat, you are thrown in one of locations, where you, as you guessed, need to mostly fight enemies. Sometimes it will be a bit longer, where you'll have to run from one place to another, but realistically it's just a bunch of arena fights. Once again, if you played Honkai Impact, it's pretty much exactly the same. So overall, ZZZ has 5 main game modes that you'll be playing on regular basis. First of all, it's of course story missions, both main and side quests. There is nothing special about them, it's just normal gameplay with bunch of dialogues and cutscenes. We will talk about quality of the story, but a little bit later. Second is your daily farm. Unlike in other horror games, here everything you need to farm for upgrading characters is condensed in one place called VR Trials. There you are choosing what enemies you fight and they'll drop corresponding rewards. Thanks to that, your daily farm more often than not will only take couple minutes, as daily commissions are very easy to complete as well. Third is Hollow Zero, local roguelike mode. It would take too long to explain it in details and probably not very important for most of you, so I'll talk about it briefly. It works very similar to simulated universe from Star Rail. You are dropped on a map where you decide which path to take, what upgrades to get, and what enemies to fight. The rewards for it reset weekly, so you probably wanna play it on regular basis. Honestly, I found it to be one of the most interesting parts of ZZZ and played it many times even after maxing the rewards. Fourth is rally commissions. These are basically one-time clear hard challenges. Here you won't need to do anything on the map and straight get to fighting. In second CBT it was actually very hard if you are not severely overleveled, but in third they made it deal drastically less damage. It is still fun little challenge, especially if you handicap yourself, but as mentioned you get rewards only one time. And last mode is sheer defense. This is local abyss or towers, the hardest content in the game. As usual, it consists of several non-resettable and some resettable stages. Each one has a different time limit for different amount of rewards. As I said, pretty much standard abyss. As promised, let me now give you my thoughts on story. Overall, unfortunately, I didn't get much into it. It's not necessarily bad, but there is nothing catchy, most of the stuff is basic and predictable. Though I don't think it hinders your experience unless you're specifically looking for a game with good story. On the bright side, last beta I played had a fully working skip button that allows you to disregard the story if you don't care about it. And a little about gacha system, because I'm sure many people care about it. This time there are 3 types of banners, one for characters, one for weapons, and one for companions. Limited banners are split between characters and weapons, one permanent has both of these and another is dedicated to companions. Odds for 5 stars are exactly the same as in Genshin and Star Rail, same with hard and soft PDs. Additionally, there is a standard 5-star selector once you make 300 pulls on standard banner, much like in Honkai Star Rail. From what I've seen, it seems that pulls wise ZZZ is way more generous than Genshin, but on about same level as Star Rail. And lastly, let's talk about performance, since you can't even play the game if your device can't run it. I have very budget PC that's been built over 5 years ago around GTX 1060, so it should be decent showcase for most people. First of all, on PC, game takes 60GB of storage, which is almost as much as Genshin. In second CPT, I had big problems in hub, FPS would drop drastically whenever I move my camera. On the other hand, in combat, everything ran smoothly in 60 FPS. In third CPT though, it worked way better, hub almost never lagged and the rest of the game was still very good. I unfortunately didn't have opportunity to test it on phone, but if your phone can can handle Star Rail, it probably will work with ZZZ too. So I would say it's pretty well optimized and you can play it even with budget devices. And I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. In my opinion, ZZZ is definitely worth giving a shot if you're interested in gameplay it provides. In current state, it probably has enough content to play for about 100 hours, although a decent chunk of it would be grinding. If I had to choose, I would not play it over Genshin or Star Rail, but replacing Wolverine Waves could be a possibility. I hope this video helped you to decide whether you wanna try ZZZ or not. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like and subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out a lot. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.